The following video contains spoilers. We suggest watching the episodes alone in the dark. Hello, Wolfpack! We're back! And today we're hosting our newest review at the top secret facility, Area 51. Why? Because this is going to be another alien-themed nightmare story, so why not just break into a heavily armed military base for the sake of a horror series video? It's okay, we're safe at this borderline, so this place will have to do. Anyways, we're nearing the finale for our reviews on the criminally underrated horror show R.L. Stine's The Nightmare Room, with only 2 adventures left. This show had its ups and downs, but we have to end this fun sooner or later, and what better way to give this show the deluxe haunting hour treatment then ending this year with a huge review on one of the fan-favorite tales of suspense on this forgotten fantasy series, Four Eyes. You would not believe how many people anticipated this precise story on our silly review channel, but looks like our subs finally got their wish, so I'm sure everyone by now is screaming, However, before we go on, I just want to rip this bandage off early. This whole episode is a blatant homage to the John Carpenter movie They Live. Like, it is exactly like They Live. For those of you who are unfamiliar with smash hit horror flicks, John Carpenter's They Live was a horror/sci-fi film featuring a poor washed-up human soul played by pro wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper gaining some high-tech glasses that allowed him to see evil alien invaders disguised as humans, and disturbing subliminal messages hidden within our society, where the villains attempted to brainwash all life on Earth into becoming their slaves, in an effort to, you guessed it, take over the world. Of course. It was a pretty unique horror movie that had so much greatness surrounding it, and has marked itself as an iconic cult classic. So I definitely recommend seeing it. However, the Nightmare Room writers apparently saw and loved this film themselves, so they designed their own unique version of it. This episode is a family-friendly version of They Live, but with the typical Goosebumps trademarks applied to it. A lot of these cool, scary horror shows seem to absolutely love taking R-rated horror masterpieces and remaking them into family-friendly nightmares for TV. Some were great, and some are pretty awful. But where does this Nightmare Room episode fall under? Was this fan-favorite tale of suspense truly an out-of-this-world experience to another dimension? Or was it a total spaceship crash that should really be covered up? Well, that's what we plan to find out. So grab your space specs, everyone, because this episode is going to show us a whole different world. This is my review on the fan-favorite Nightmare Room misadventure, Four Eyes. So, our episode opens up with our main character, Jeremy Clark, seeing the eye doctor, where the doctor tells the boy that he needs glasses. Oh boy! He's going to be a total loser now! Jeremy Clark is a socially awkward dork even long before he dons his new pair of glasses, who is tragically our main hero. I don't like Jeremy. Yeah, there's no joke or anything against the actor playing him. I just don't like him because of how badly he's written. Jeremy makes a horrible first impression on the viewers, especially the ones who wear glasses, for being a blubbering, pathetic wuss who spends a good chunk of this episode crying about how he now has to wear glasses. And as somebody who did have to wear glasses to read and watch TV as a kitten, you can all bet that this key characteristic pissed me right the hell off. I hate Jeremy because he spends so much of his screen time being a colossal loser who cries and angst about how his life is over because now he has to wear glasses and look like a nerd. Boo! This premise and this character arc are dated. The "my life is over because I need to wear glasses" is a character arc I personally despise because I think it is so out of date, because today, nobody cares about this anymore. It pisses me off because how do you think all the children out there who need to wear glasses feel about this? How do you think young, naive kids are going to react that people who need to wear glasses are freaks who have no social lives and are always persecuted as loser nerds because they simply wear something that helps them see? It sends a horrible message to kids and makes them feel even more insecure about needing glasses. It says that you're a dork because of something you need to rely on in order to live out your life, and you have no respect. Hey, here's a newsflash for the people of the world. About 70% of the entire globe wears glasses and or contact lenses. So people who need glasses outnumber those who don't. Yet this episode treats wearing glasses like it's the death sentence of your social life. You know, Nightmare Room, I would have figured you'd try to comfort sensitive, insecure little children who feel like crap because they have to wear glasses every day, and attempt to show them why wearing glasses can be a good thing. But nope, this episode has to mock and belittle children who wear glasses as losers by saying how they have no lives anymore because nobody wants to be around those nerds who wear glasses. Was this episode written by the same moron who wrote Say Cheese and Die Again? Because Goosebumps did this exact same belittling insecure people thing with real-world problems before, where a kid was laughed at for being a freaky fat kid who deserves getting ridiculed by immature pricks for being overweight. I hate this plot device because it makes the main character look like a crybaby. Because it tells insecure kids that they'd better get used to being treated like a freak for needing something to help them live. Because it promotes how it's acceptable to bully people for being different. Because it's a lazy way to make us feel for Jeremy. And most painful of all, because it's incredibly and embarrassingly outdated. Crying about how you need glasses is a dated as hell premise that should have died out in the 90s. Wearing glasses doesn't make you a loser. Especially because more than half the world wears glasses. In fact, so many people we look up to and admire today have worn glasses. Hell, R.L. Stine wears glasses. Yet the story acts like wearing glasses is this totally awful life change that ruins lives. Yeah, I bet this "only losers wear glasses" gimmick didn't rub R.L. Stine the wrong way. But hey, he's a loser too, I guess, because glasses! Does this writer even know any people who wear glasses? No. Has this writer even met real people in general? This is the most ridiculous setup I've ever had to sit through. Yep, you're a total loser now for having to wear glasses, you four-eyed freaks.
Can I have a hug? Alright, come here. Really? Yay! Ew, glasses! I'm dating the scum of
my gosh, look at all these losers who wear glasses. Yep, they're all totally hideous, pathetic, gross, nerdy losers, right? Losers, glasses, losers, glasses, losers, glasses. What's the difference, right? Shame on you, Nightmare Room. You. For crying out loud, Indiana Jones and Superman wear glasses. The writers of this episode are morons. But hey, what did you expect from the same idiot who wrote Norbit? Which only increases my point that the writers don't see how outdated and cruel their premise is. To all the people who wear glasses out there, don't worry, it's no big deal. Billions of people wear glasses. We outnumber the people who don't wear them. People who make fun of others for wearing glasses are some of the most inbred stupid idiots on the planet, because nobody cares. Nobody cares if you wear glasses or not. The people who do care are idiots. It's not this life-destroying shame the episode makes it out to be. Don't let the dim-witted artards who wrote this crap tell you any different. The guy who made this tale also wrote how domestic abuse is funny, as long as the abuser is a woman, so that should really tell you how much intelligence he has on reality. Wearing glasses is not a horrible thing. Oh no, I'm wearing glasses too! What am I ever going to do? Oh wait, that's right. I have friends who aren't shallow, judgmental pricks. I guess I'll go hang out with them. Burn! Wah, Pinky Die, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just came to hang out with you since I don't care what people look like on the outside. Since I'm not an intolerant asshole. Also, I have something very important to ask you, kitty cat. But I'll politely wait until your review is done, because I'm a nice kitten like that.
Okay, thanks, I suppose. So, since this episode is paying homage to They Live, I'm going to be doing my own homage to musical hell, and judging this episode exactly in the same vein as our Demon Lord Diva does, since this episode itself is harshly judging insecure kids who wear glasses.
Wait! Musical hell? You mean that underrated awesome YouTube channel?
Why yes, Pinky, I do mean the incredible musical hell critique show that brilliantly analyzes and interprets musical classes with intelligence and nuance, hosted by everyone's favorite snarky demon of the night, Diva, now available here on YouTube.
You'd have to be an uncouth brute to not subscribe to this sophisticated channel.
So I hope Diva doesn't mind if I pay homage to her creative style just this once.
But wait, won't Diva be pissed off and come for your 9 lives?
She doesn't have a chance. In hell. Alright, seriously, Diva, don't sue. I have no money. But let's do this. Sin number 1 is the horribly outdated glasses angst. This episode has Jeremy bitch and moan about having to wear glasses for far, far too long. It gets downright insulting the longer it goes on. Like I said, wearing glasses is not horrible by today anymore, and people who think it is are stupid. Get some real problems, kid. Jeez, I already hate so much, and it's only the first second of this episode. We're in trouble. Anyways, back in the plot, Jeremy is actually played by the same guy who played Kid Dr. Evil on the Austin Powers movies. And if you can believe it or not, he had much more dignity on there than he does here on this horror story.
Hey, everybody, I'm number 1. Hello, I'm number 2. Nice to meet you, number 2. But now I'm going to be named this year's International Man of Mystery.
He also played a character from 90210, which I don't watch, so don't expect any clips from it. And if it wasn't made clear enough, I absolutely hate Jeremy. He cries a lot, nothing ever goes right for him, and he is by far the most pathetic loser main character we ever had. We also have his eye doctor, Dr. Cox from Scrubs. No, seriously, the eye doctor is John C. McGinley from Scrubs. Because I'm sure all the kids who watch these R.L. Stine shows will definitely recognize the douchebag egotistical doctor from an edgy adult sitcom. How funny is it that we've now had 2 Scrubs actors in this series? Must be a bonus for the adult viewers. Dr. Cox is Jeremy's wise sage of an eye doctor, who is honestly a much more interesting character than Jeremy himself. So he'll be the highlight of this quaint little adventure. And lastly, we have Jeremy's possible girlfriend or platonic best friend, Cindy, a snarky, sassy, smart girl who is Jeremy's only buddy. Yeah, he has one best friend, and yet he thinks that the glasses will be what ruins his social life. I just hate this twerp. Cindy is played by the girl who voiced Tuesday X from the Nickelodeon spy cartoon The X's. Anybody remember that show? No? Okay then. She was also in the show Grounded for Life, which I don't watch, so don't expect any clips from it. Cindy is a fairly likable character at first, so naturally the writers will make her horrible later on, because that always happens in bad R.L. Stine tales. Jeremy is seeing the eye doctor, where Dr. Cox tells him that he needs glasses, whereas I complained about before, causes Jeremy to angst because his social life is over. Kid, you look like Goku from the Dragon Ball Z movie. If you think that glasses were the ugliest feature given to you, well, trust me, idiot bullies would definitely make fun of you for that similarity. Absolutely no one should ever look like this Goku. Oh, but he still angsts as his gal pal fails to lift up his spirits. You suck at cheering up others, girl. Don't ever be a therapist. Also, where the heck are Jeremy's parents? This kid needs to see an eye doctor and possibly has bad vision to get anywhere, and yet his parents don't even take him there, pick him up, or comfort him at all? What awful parents! They don't even appear on screen, and I hate them just as much as everyone else in this plot. Or do Jeremy's parents just hate him as much as I do too, and don't want to be seen with a glasses-wearing freak of a son? That's a good lesson to teach the kids, Nightmare Room. Hey kids, if you wear glasses, then even your own parents won't want to be around you because you'll be a loser nerd. Nothing but empowering morals here on this family picture. The only person who tries to lift up Jeremy's spirits is ironically Dr. Cox, who gives him some great advice with his foreshadowing quote. And we continue with me getting pissed off when as soon as Jeremy dons his new super specs, he angsts some more about how his whole life is so over.
Life is so over. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run, and life goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life.
Aw, Pookie. I was just sitting here feeling sorry for how depressed Chad's father abandoned him forever, how Bobby is now alone in a dead wasteland for eternity with nothing but himself, how a man who's afraid of dying realizes that he has done nothing remarkable in his existence before losing everything, and all those poor third world children who are starving to death, or innocent little girls getting raped by vile government dictators. But screw them, right? They mean nothing. Please, do go on how your non-existent social life is ruined forever because you have to wear glasses. That's the true tragedy here, right? Not all those poor people who get raped, are homeless, or are suffering from severe depression. It's that this loser nerd has to wear glasses. That's the saddest part. It's all about those first world problems, right, everyone? Screw this episode. This is seriously the problem we're going with? A loser with no life or friends already, angsting about having to wear glasses. You've gotta be kidding me. Jeremy sucks. I hate him. Why do people love this character? So, since the world's greatest parents ditched their four-eyed loser of a son, Jeremy makes the oh-so-wise decision of walking down a dark alley all alone, where he soon gets assaulted by a homeless monster. Whoa, looks like Jeff the Killer gone green. Jeremy runs off, where he bumps into his bestie Cindy again. Why did she leave him all alone again? Oh right, lazy plot convenience. He tells her that there was a monster in the alleyway that attacked him, but they soon see that he's gone without a trace. So naturally, she doesn't believe him, and warns Jeremy that he's seeing things thanks to his new glasses, which makes zero sense, but Jeremy calms down. However, he still suspects that something is amiss. Gee, you think? Cindy tells Jeremy that the school district is having a radical party out at a barn in the middle of nowhere, and she'll definitely be there. A prom dance at a barn? Where the heck are we, Nebraska? And yes, everyone, once again, this Nightmare Room tale of suspense is taking place at the exact same school featured in literally every other episode we've now seen. What the hell is up with this school? At least on the Haunting Hour and Goosebumps, the showrunners did change up the designs of the schools they use to make them look slightly different, but on the Nightmare Room, all these horror settings are always here in this same high school. What's up with that?
Maybe we're in Maine, since Stephen King made it the spookiest state ever!
Well, while Jeremy's talking with Cindy about seeing monsters around town, say it with me now, Danielle Warner is slowly losing her memories, Dylan is being stalked by a killer doll, the Howler kids are talking with Robert Englund about ghosts, Josh Ryan is being chased by Sting Borden, the detention kids are being held hostage by a ghost teacher, Luke Green is being tempted by the Fate Master, Drake Bell is discovering his magical haunted diary, and Morgan Gray is being accused as the personification of all evil. It's all interconnected! Nightmare Room Cinematic Universe confirmed! Whatever, I'm so glad we're almost done with this hellhole because it makes the show look so cheap. But enough of that dance party crap. Cindy reminds Jeremy that he has to wear his glasses because, you know, he needs them to see. But as the duo go about their daily lives, somebody watches Jeremy from afar. You know, Nightmare Room, I'm glad you want to ramp up the suspense, but how the hell is somebody stalking and watching Jeremy while in a crowded school hallway where hundreds of people can see them? I'm not sure we should count this as a scary moment, because unless it's some random student spying on the boy, we're certain that he's not in any danger being seen in a very public area. So it can't be a dark monster spying on Jeremy because dozens of people can see them. Jeremy soon goes to class, but he then gets picked on by generic idiot bullies who mock him for wearing glasses. Are you serious? He's seriously getting harassed by idiot bullies in a crowded class for simply wearing freaking glasses. I know idiot bullies are the stupidest people on the planet, but you can't be real with this. It's not like they're even picking on Jeremy for personal reasons. They seriously act like this is the first and only person in the whole damn school who wears glasses. And even worse, the entire classroom cheers on the idiot bullies for mocking him. No joke, the entire class laughs at the idiot bully mocking Jeremy for wearing glasses. Yep, exactly like on Alien Candy, the whole high school cheers on bullying right before their very eyes and laugh at Jeremy getting harassed for wearing glasses. Glasses! It's glasses, people! You're in high school and you're acting like this is the first and only time you've ever seen a kid with glasses on. What the hell? Don't show any of these dim-witted kids a Muslim person, or else they might act like they've seen a demon. Now, I probably could have believed this bullying if they were in the 4th grade, but high school? High school? A bunch of douchey high school guys are bullying somebody over freaking glasses. No, Nightmare Room, no. I do not for a split second believe that a whole high school English class is promoting bullying over glasses. Glasses. Like I ranted on earlier, people who make fun of others for wearing glasses are the stupidest people ever because more than half the world wears glasses, you morons. We outnumber you. Not to mention, this is a pretty horrible belief to allow on a family show. Yep, kids, bullies will harass and mock you for wearing glasses, and nobody will ever stand up for you if you're getting bullied because you're a nerd. Life sucks, you're a nerd, get used to it. Nothing but excellent lessons here on the American education system. This episode is really starting to piss me off something fierce. High school bullying over glasses. This is such painfully bad writing that it hurts. Also, is it just me or do some of these teenagers look 40? Seriously, look at some of the extras standing in the background. A couple of them look old enough to be Jeremy's dad. These are high school teenagers? You've gotta be kidding me. This is horrible casting. The people who worked on this episode made so many awful choices in just the first act of the story alone that it's trash. But let's get back on topic. The horribly cringe-inducing bullying over glasses. Sin number 2 is the generic idiot bullies. For no reason at all, these morons constantly pick on Jeremy frequently throughout the entire episode, all because he's wearing glasses. No other reason beyond that. The bullies could just name-call him and go away to pick on somebody else, but nope, they've got some hard-on hate boners for people who wear glasses like it's the newest trend in town. They're just one-dimensional pricks who don't need to be in the story at all because they contribute nothing but fluff that should have been shaved off entirely. Oh, but the most painful part of it all is that exactly like the idiot bullies from Alien Candy, these idiot bully characters could have easily been cut out entirely from this episode and it would not have changed a thing. No exaggeration, the bullies are so unimportant to the story that removing them would still result in the story playing out in the exact same way it does with them in it. They were that meaningless to the plot. The bullies do nothing but act like annoying pricks, then disappear without accomplishing anything. They suck more than Jeremy does because they contribute nothing. Did Melody Fox write this episode? Why do people keep on insisting on writing in generic idiot bully characters that do nothing but hold back the story? It's horrible writing and just adds a weaker element, drowning out all the good factors. You don't need idiot bullies in every school setting. All they do is make us sympathize with Jeremy because they laugh at him for being a four-eyed freak who wears glasses. But we don't need them. It's lazy. Idiot bullies are the laziest writing tactic in any work of fiction because they're not characters. They are only plot devices, there to make the viewers feel sorry for the bland protagonists because they're getting picked on. But it fails to add any significant depth to the main character if they have no personality. It says, feel sorry for this person because bullies are dicks to them, and inserts nothing else to make them stand out on their own. The writers knew that absolutely nobody with half a brain would pity Jeremy over his stupid first world problem of glasses angst without having some unrealistically douchey pricks giving him a hard time over it. So that's the only reason why the bullies are here. The bullies are one-note pricks with no impact on the story overall. They're just unpleasant plot devices to make Jeremy seem tragic. But I don't feel it, because this would never happen, even in high school. Anyone who makes fun of a person for wearing glasses is the bigger loser. Yet the episode makes everyone in this school unrealistically awful like Rob Zombie characters. The writing is awful. Why do people love this episode? The idiot bullies are pointless idiots, but Jeremy, if you can believe it or not, actually fights back. I know, I'm surprised too. Usually R.L. Stine's protagonists are total doormats who let jerks wipe their feet all over them. But then this fat ugly bitch teacher comes in and actually accuses Jeremy of being the bully and sends him to the principal's office. What? Are you blind, you ugly stupid cow? He was being harassed by this jerk jock looming over his desk, picking on him and having the class cheer him on. And yet, you accuse the kid of fighting back without hearing out his side of the story and send him to the principal's office. The principal? Hey, fatty fat McFat. It's not the principal's job to handle disruption in your classroom. Why don't you handle this? This is a high school. High school! The principal doesn't handle fights inside a classroom unless it gets bloodier or grimmer than it is. You're responsible for upholding the rules in your own classroom, fatso.
Yeah, you shouldn't mock people for being overweight. That's what idiot bullies do.
Well, you know, if this episode is saying it's okay to give a hard time for folks who need glasses, then I think it's okay to mock people with serious weight problems, because the Nightmare Room says that bullying is A-okay. Thank you, writers. You taught me that bullying is socially acceptable in life because nobody defends Jeremy from getting harassed, speaks up to defend his side of things despite witnessing the bullying before the teacher entered the room, and acts like kids who get bullied for depending on glasses is just a normal part of life. I learned that it's okay to bully anyone no matter what they go through. Don't thank me, kids. Thank the American education system. So yeah, Everyone just allows Jeremy to suffer, making me hate the entire school. Seriously, how do you guys make me hate the background extras to Four Eyes? That's a new low accomplishment only reached by alien candy. And the teacher forces Jeremy to go to the principal's office. Not the idiot bully who was also harassing the nerd, or as a key witness to confirm that Jeremy hit him first, just the four-eyed freak. Hooray for accusations without evidence! That's what made the Maple Street remake so good. Nothing but brilliant problem-solving skills here thanks to the American education system. So Jeremy heads off to the principal's office, walking all alone down a conveniently abandoned school hallway where nobody else can see him. What? We just saw that class was starting. Where the hell is everybody?
Great continuity.
Oh boy, Jeremy better be careful or else Sunset Shimmer will ambush him in the hallways and mock him for his nerd glasses. But instead of bumping into Sunset Shimmer, Jeremy bumps into... Bruce Willis from Glass. Oh no, run Jeremy, before Willis can shatter your day! Jeremy makes it to the administration office, where we get to easily the worst scene of the entire episode. Ugh. This is going to be another long rant, so prepare for some suffering. Jeremy tells the office secretary that a mysterious grown man in a hood was stalking him, but the school worker doesn't believe him and totally blows him off.
Well, if he's not going to do anything...
What? This cannot be for real. So let me get this straight. A young teenage boy comes in screaming that somebody has infiltrated the school while dressed like a frickin' ISIS terrorist, warns the office that they were stalking him and doing Lord knows what around this school, and the administration workers don't take his claims seriously at all and put no effort into looking into it whatsoever. Yeah, you can all bet that this scene alone costed this tale any chances of getting a gold medal. This was so unbearably stupid that it defies all rationality. Do any of you really think that a family show could get away with this today? Having a child warn a teacher about a creepy stranger breaking into a school campus, hiding their identity like a terrorist would, stalking children in the hallways, and doing something questionable out of sight, but the school workers blow them off entirely and don't take it seriously at all. You know what's funny? Jeremy never said that it was a monster or anything supernatural going on here. As far as we know, it's all real. He does say that the person following him was a grown man hiding his face, following him around and doing something unknown in the school while no one can see him. And yet, the school administration refuses to even give him the benefit of the doubt or look into it at all. This is stupid. Sin number 3 is the infuriating adults are useless cliche getting cranked up to the 11. This is by far the worst example of adults and authority figures are useless idiots to help the hero cliche I have ever seen in a long time. This idiot teacher really blows off a teenager's, not a little boy, a teenager's warning signs of a stranger danger case, and she outright ignores him and even mocks him for it. Yeah, she mocks him for claiming that a stranger was stalking him. Oh, and if it wasn't awful enough that she doesn't trust or comfort a child frightened for dear life, she also goes out of her way to be the biggest condescending bitch possible. Remind me again, why do people love this episode with all their heart? This is horrendously awful writing. The adults are useless cliché is a dead writing strategy because our society does take stuff like this seriously now. The school completely blows off a child being stalked and refuses to look around for an adult hooded thug on campus. This is scary, and just to shut up all the people who think I'm being a crybaby who's overreacting, well, guess what? This episode of The Nightmare Room came out during the exact same year when 9/11 happened. You know, back when hooded terrorists and people stalking others or wandering around public areas was treated as a very serious issue. This story had a child tell an administration worker that they saw a creepy stranger who looks like an ISIS soldier infiltrating the class campus and coming after him, but the school refuses to do anything about it. So no, I'm not exaggerating. This is a horrible example of the adults are morons cliché because it straight up insults your intelligence. That's right, kids. If you're being stalked by a creepy stranger, don't tell the adults because they won't do anything. The school completely blows off a teenager getting stalked on campus and warning them about a stranger danger case taking place. During 9/11 time, mind you. You know, that time when the terrible Twilight Zone reboot made that crappy remake warning us how paranoid we all were about terrorism, which was set in the same era where our Nightmare Room school here blows off a teenage boy's fears of somebody chasing after him and possibly posing as a threat to others at a school. Wow, nothing but greatness here at the American education system, folks. Our schools blow off scared children, ignore bullying, put no effort in protecting the innocent, turn a blind eye to stalking, and refuse to look into serious crime cases at all. Geez, no wonder so many parents are yanking their children out of schools today. Screw this whole Nightmare Room school. Everyone in it is a detestable bastard who deserves to die. Oh, by the way, sin number 4 is the dated premise. I know the glasses angst kind of did a good job demonstrating that too, but this one awful scene of the adults blowing off child endangerment just clarifies how dated the setting is even more because it's saying that back in the 9/11 days, a government institution like our public schools doesn't care about your kids getting bullied, stalked, harassed, or bothers looking into cases of a mass stranger breaking into a place full of children. Why do you guys love this episode again? This one scene of the dead as dirt adults are useless trope just soils so much of the episode for me because it shows off the lazy writing being used just to increase the plot's tension. I am done with it. I am so done with all the adults and authority figures are useless Homer Simpson's trite because it pulls me out of the fun horror story. It's old. You know, on They Live, they also had some stupid human characters too, but it was intended as a social commentary on how we, as a species, are deluded to the truth when it's right in front of us. The villains were able to invade us so successfully because we don't pay attention to anything outside of our own little bubbles. However, the show doesn't know how to grasp that concept at all and just does the lazy horror story writing checklist with a million overused cliches that lost their relevance long ago. These writers don't know why They Live was a good story regardless of the glasses stuff. Screw this episode! Anyways, Jeremy goes to see the principal, who in all seriousness actually lectures the boy over spraying bullies with water. What the... Are you for real? He sprayed water at jerks who were harassing him. He was defending himself, but the idiot principal is acting accusingly towards this kid who he knows nothing about. He's pissed off about a kid spraying water. Water! Do these writers not understand what high schools are like? Though since this director made Norbit, I'll assume he never graduated from one. Also, this is not a problem concerning the principal unless the bullying gets more intense. The teachers are supposed to handle bullying, and if it grows out of control, then the principal is called in for it. The principal is seriously called here to handle a child spraying another kid with water. Nothing but priorities here on the American education system. I swear, I'm going to shoot up hundreds of schools because this episode is teaching me that the American education system doesn't care what I do as long as I don't spray kids with water, and they won't look into the true crimes at all because they blow off hooded creepers stalking children as nothing. Again, why do so many people love this episode?
Ooh, I love destroying kids' schools. I bet you can't beat my record for the most kills.
See, even maniacs like Pinky Dye can get away with murder since the American education system is so stupid. Screw school, it's bad for you. But then, surprise, the principal is a monster and jump scares Jeremy. So, no difference if he were a normal human guy. This scene of Jeremy being terrified by a monster man of a teacher is honestly kind of creepy, up until the show ruins it with a wacky comedy bit.
What on earth did you say to him?
It's almost as if nothing scary went on at all. Way to kill all your suspense, Nightmare Room. Who approved of this? Oh right, director of Norbit. Never mind. So Jeremy makes an idiot of himself before forcing his gal pal Cindy out of class to talk with him, where he instantly acts like a crazy man and screams at her that he's seeing monsters with his new glasses. Jeremy just has no chill.
But, Cat, wouldn't you panic if you saw monsters through your glasses, too?
No, don't be ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Don't move, Pinky. I see a monster. Oh wait, it's just Big Yellow. Never mind. Ha, we killed the mood. Jeremy tries to show Cindy that Principal Hunt, yes really, his name is Principal Hunt, that he's secretly a monster hunting children. But she trolls him and tells him that she can't see these monsters at all. She also warns Jeremy to chill out and gives him the first good advice I've heard all day in this story. So naturally, Jeremy is not going to listen to her and screw up some more. As soon as Cindy leaves, Jeremy sees that the principal is indeed a monster after all, where he realizes the truth, that the glasses are showing him the true forms of monsters camouflaging in our society as normal humans. Which is something he already knew because he had Cindy try on the glasses to see them too. Yet he's acting like this is a new plot turn for him.
Great continuity.
And at long last, this is where the plot officially becomes a fanfic for They Live. On John Carpenter's excellent movie, the aliens were posing as politicians, police officers, government agents, entertainers, and other high-ranking jobs in order to slowly take over the world.
Of course.
However, on the movie, the aliens were in positions of great power. They had access to major areas and resources on Earth and held power over the public. But on the TV show, the aliens are posing as idiots at a terrible public school and homeless people. Homeless people? Why would an alien pose as a crazy homeless man? In the movie, there was an agent posing among the homeless, but he was weeding out a resistance group opposing the galactic overlords. What's this hobo alien story? These aliens are such small thinkers compared to the Carpenter monsters. I'm sure a lot of people love this episode, but all it makes me think is how awesome the movie it's based off of is so much better in comparison. But if you can believe it or not, Jeremy finally does something smart for once. He goes to see Dr. Cox for information about his magic glasses at the now abandoned eye care lab. What the hell happened to this place? Tough economy.
Didn't you already make that joke?
Didn't you already have a cameo appearance in it?
Touché!
But, dun dun dun, Jeremy discovers that Dr. Cox was the Bruce Willis ISIS stalker at his school because he carelessly left his creeper hood out on Mad Dog's coat rack. So why did Dr. Cox need a scary disguise to seek out a patient he has a personal connection with instead of just calling the kid back to his office? This episode just has so many plot holes that it hurts. Dr. Cox instantly acts super creepy and chases after the kid instead of calmly talking to him. Wait, how the heck did he get outside of the back exit when he was up at the front entrance a few seconds ago?
Great continuity.
Dr. Cox then forcefully confronts Jeremy like a lunatic before he warns the boy that he's a good guy and he wants to help the kid. Why didn't you say that earlier? Sin number 5 is dedicated to all the idiot moments. So much of this story relies on everyone being an utter moron that all it does is ruin the plot rather than make it more intense. I'm so sick and tired of all these horror stories constantly relying on a character being stupid just to drive the plot forward. You shouldn't have to have your characters make foolish decisions all the time just to make the story move forward and snowball into something bigger in the grand scheme of things. It's terrible writing whenever your characters do something that most normal people would never do in real life. By making your characters so stupid, it rips them away from the audience's sympathies because they cannot understand why anyone would do such boneheaded decisions in a story that's only made dramatic by foolish thinking.
Attention, New Yorkers! Stop acting so stupid!
Bottom line, the plot of Four Eyes is a blatant idiot plot that depends on all the characters being dumb just to get to the horror, which is bad writing 101. This is the same type of stupidity that made the Bye Bye Man so hated. Stop having the characters do something stupid just to build up to a horror moment. It's lazy and face-palmingly cringe-inducing. Speaking of stupidity, even Dr. Cox comes across as a dope in his exposition dump. Dr. Cox tells the kid that he got the wrong glasses during his visit yesterday. He was supposed to get normal glasses, but somehow this idiot mixed them up with his only pair of monster detecting glasses. How?
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present Man Not Caring.
Dr. Cox reveals that he is a part of a secret resistance like on They Live, who has discovered that aliens are invading the planet incognito, posing as ordinary humans among the masses, so they can slowly become the dominant species, conquering the entire globe.
I told you they're real. Them aliens are here to
Yep, Jeremy is seeing aliens, posing as his friends, family, neighbors, classmates, and random people he knows on the streets because they plan to kill all humans and conquer our world while invisible. Dr. Cox says that the alien invaders are really microscopic parasites that have been placed in the water supply of their town, and when drunk by human beings, they assimilate themselves onto our DNA, until the person is ultimately killed and replaced by an alien wearing their skin. So, the Nightmare Room is ripping off the Borg from Star Trek and the Yeerks from Animorphs. Nice. Apparently, these aliens are possessing humans, but plan to spread more of their kind by inviting them to large social gatherings in order to infect more stupid humans by drugging them. And of course, one of these events is the high school prom at the barnyard, which Cindy was bragging about earlier. So, how did Dr. Cox mix up his only alien-detecting glasses with normal ones? Never explained, he's just an idiot. You know, Nightmare Room, on They Live, the Resistance constructed multiple pairs of alien-seeing glasses since they planned to give them out to all of their human agents. But on the TV show, it's just one. One pair of glasses. Dr. Cox only had one pair of alien-spotting glasses, and he stalked his child patient to steal them back. Another sin we can add to this dumpster fire is the complete waste of Dr. Cox's character. So, here's this very interesting guy who is essentially a doctor, a resistance leader, an inventor, an alien survivalist, and a hyper-competent smart person taking on these wicked invaders from outer space. This guy invented a tool that can help save the human race by spotting alien agents poisoning humankind, and is going on missions to stop these monsters. And yet, this episode decides that the true main character should still be Jeremy. Jeremy is the character that we should be focusing on. This crybaby, angsty loser who has nothing going right for him, has nobody listen to him, and coming across as a colossal butt monkey with no hope of a single victory in his life, is our true main hero. Why? Why is the Nightmare Room focusing on this pathetic loser over the more interesting rebel leader, Dr. Cox? It's mind-numbingly stupid how the great Dr. Cox is tossed aside as an exposition fairy, influencing our dull main character rather than being the true protagonist himself. Jeremy sucks. Why isn't Dr. Cox the true hero? He's a million times more interesting than Dipwad McDorkface here. Hell, the main character in the movie was professional wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper, a person who can fulfill a heroic badass position with great ease. Yet the show wants to make Jeremy the guy who the kids can look up to. You morons! The person who came up with this is an idiot. Jeremy asks why Dr. Cox is even telling him all this information and not the president or the government, but the doc never explains why he doesn't do that. Why the hell not? Aliens are going to annihilate us all, and instead of going to the proper authorities with your new alien-detecting glasses, you instead pass the torch on to some stupid loser kid.
This is starting to sound like a